Welcome to the Back 9 6-pack with Mitch and Justin. Let's roll. Hello and welcome to episode 29 of the Back 9 6-pack. My name is Mitch, joined as always by my esteemed colleague Justin. Before anybody says anything, let's crack these.
Yeah, let's go. It's been a day.
Nice.
Girl Scouts, jungle gyms, the whole 9 yards today. Work.
Yeah, work. Look, we're just going to address this right at the top. The Halloween candy segment last week got some reaction.
I took a lot of water onto the boat.
You know what? Honestly, rightfully so. Took a lot of flack for your list.
For the Tootsie, it was the Tootsie Roll one that got the most.
There was a lot more hate for Airheads than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah,
with
which
you.
is okay. Like the Airhead one is crazy. The Tootsie Roll one, look, you want to flame me for Tootsie Rolls? That's fine. I can live with that.
And I went back and listened, and I actually did. As soon as you said it, I was like, "Oh, that's bad!" Like I immediately.
I don't get it.
Reaction.
It's good. I think they're a classical candy. I mean, look, I'm an old soul apparently. Take me back to the 50s where I belong.
Yeah, but nothing got quite the reaction like both of us laying Three Musketeers bars to waste, referring to them as trash. I believe
because they are.
We agree.
I threw every single one of my kids Three Musketeers out of just principle, pure principle.
I love that. I mean, just seeing the silver wrapper immediately, I think my space food take was right. Once I saw them in the bag in the silver wrapper,
oh yeah,
it's just space food.
Yeah, they belong on the International Space Station, not on Earth, and definitely not in kids' trick or treat bags.
Well, that's according to us, but we have one avid listener, friend of the program, former guest on the Back 9 6-pack, Andrew the Gunther, had some pretty strong feelings about our Three Musketeers take. Rightfully so, too, on his defense. You know, we kind of called him out for it. But he decided to leave me a voicemail. First ever voicemail to the Back 9 6-pack. Let's give that a listen.
Right now.
It's Gunt. You freaks. I can't believe the slander that I'm taking over Three Musketeers. You losers are out here talking about how good a Snickers bar is, how good candy corns are. You freaks. Are you kidding me right now? What a ridiculous statement. Three Musketeers, it's chocolate and nougat. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just solid. It's two things that we like. That was what you said. Oh, it's peanuts, it's chocolate, and it's nougat. What are you talking about? It's just two good ingredients. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then you're out here talking about, oh, the Kit Kat commercials. They're not Kit Kat commercials. It's a Reese's commercial, you dope. Those are the ones that are seasonal. Then don't come out here talking about candy corns being delicious. Oh, but the pumpkins are better. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is a joke. Three Musketeers for life.
I'm going to toss it to you first for your initial reaction.
Look, that was the rantings of a lunatic. I mean, honestly, makes a lot of sense that he likes Three Musketeers.
You know, I've never heard someone. I've never been called a freak by somebody in that context. That was shocking.
Yeah, and
shocking
you know
noun.
Okay, look, we've talked about it. The Tootsie Roll take. Okay, a lot of people probably fall on one side of the fence of that, but you come after candy corns, that's where I draw the line. And he came after you for the candy corn thing too, because we agreed on that.
Yeah, I mean, you
the
brought
pumpkin
up the
candy
pumpkins.
corns.
Look, I agree. You actually buy them and like them. I was like, okay, it's like a nostalgia. It's a seasonal thing. Like, I'll have it if it's around. So I'm not here to strongly defend candy corn.
But he came after you, though.
But he did. That was an indirect swipe. Yes, I felt it.
But I think he proves our point, though. He talks about it. It's chocolate and nougat. So why is it called Three Musketeers? We talked about this. There's not even 3 ingredients in the whole friggin' thing.
There's got to be a brand story to that we're not aware of, but I stand by that it's only 2 ingredients. It should not be called Three Musketeers.
No, that's a trash name for a trash candy bar.
Well, Gunth felt so strongly about this. His voicemail wasn't enough.
No, we're not done.
We're not
There's
done.
more.
Wait, there's more. Billy Mays. He decided to leave me an audio voice text message as well, just to hammer down on Tootsie Rolls and Airheads.
All right, let's listen to that now.
And I'm going to get crapped on because I enjoy a Three Musketeers every once in a while. Buddy, you brought up Tootsie Rolls and Airheads. Deuces to your teeth, friend. Are you kidding me? It was 30 degrees last night for trick or treat. It was snowing out here. All right? And you're going to pop one of those in your mouth? What, you're just going to thaw it with your mouth? That's not going to happen. Are you kidding me? What kind of freak are you that you think that those are good options? I'm not going to stand for it. Just because you have a microphone, you think you can say outlandish things? Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
You know what? You worry about your own teeth eating all those trash-ass candy bars you eat. But you know what? Here's the thing. Airheads, they don't get stiff right away. It's like over like a couple weeks. It's even with the cold weather. Because I ate an Airhead on Halloween night that was sitting outside in the 30-degree weather you talked about. And it was not hard. I ate a Tootsie Roll. Not hard. Didn't break a tooth either. So, debunked. That's all I say about that. Debunked.
I never thought, if you could have asked me to bet what our first caller would be calling about, never in a million years would have been Three Musketeers.
No. Three Musketeers was a plus $30,000 bet.
Yeah. Too bad we didn't hit that one. Well, shout out to Gunn for leaving us a voicemail. But look, we're standing by the take. We will not back down.
No.
Three Musketeers is trash. Look, Tootsie Rolls and Airheads, questionable at best.
I feel like if his top candy bars were published, he would take a lot of flack for the Three Musketeers. I don't know anybody other than him that really, really likes Three Musketeers. So I think he would take some serious flack for that.
You know what? That's good. That's a good point. Look, we put ourselves out there. You know, as you said, microphone in front of our face. It's documented.
By
for
the
history.
way, we forgot to talk about that. How he's like, just because you have a microphone. Well, you know what? You would have taken some serious flack for the Three Musketeers take.
Yeah, nobody's deplatforming you, Gunth. I mean, you got social media. Go ahead, post your six-pack.
Yeah.
Give us your power
Yeah,
rankings.
come on. Jeez. Acts like he can't get on social media and do the same exact thing.
Yeah, I hope you and Nick enjoyed your round at Camargo that, the mail lost our invites.
Yeah, I want. Yeah, so we're going to move on from the candy thing and talk about how. Here's how I feel about that. I still haven't gotten my hat from Camargo that I was promised. I don't know, 3 years ago, something like that. Who's counting? Who's counting? But I didn't get an invite today, and I would have dropped everything to go play Camargo with them today. Everything. I would have not picked my kids up today to go play Camargo today.
It was a 70-degree day here in Cincinnati, just for those listening.
Yeah. And, I guess you just can't trust the mailmen anymore. They just don't deliver the mail on time. I must have lost my invite there. I don't think you need a mailman to send a text, though, last time I checked. I don't know. Can you confirm that?
I think you're good to send a text.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hurt. I'm disappointed. And slightly mad. I am. I'm going to say it.
Slightly mad.
Hurt.
Strong.
My feelings are hurt.
Why is the hat relevant?
Because not only have I not gotten my hat from there, I can't even get invited out. I guess I'm just not good enough.
I think was there not an exchange of goods that no exchange was made on?
Yeah, I'm going to start charging interest on his Scioto hat that I got him. Yeah. I mean, and look, I'm in the interest rate business, and I'll tell you, that $30 hat might be about $75 at this point.
Rates are up, baby.
Or you just let me come out and play Camargo one time. That's all I'm asking.
There we go. So this is a good lead-in, actually, to Turkey Open, because this is your partner and my partner we're talking about.
Yeah, my partner's the unhinged lunatic that just left us voicemails about Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
And yours
is the one that works at a highfalutin country club that never gets any of us out on.
Yeah. Yeah. What are friends for if they can't get you out on nice golf courses?
Yeah. So we're full. We hit our goal.
Yeah, we're at 24. It's a waiting list now. And if you are on the waiting list, I've got one team on there now. Someone's going to wuss out. It's going to be 45 degrees and someone's going to wuss out. Guaranteed.
It's like it's gonna be like the lottery at the old course. Just show up, you might get out there.
Yeah, just be ready. Be ready. I mean, you might get a text Wednesday, before Black Friday, and you might be in. It has to be Wednesday because that's when I'm printing the scoreboard. So if they don't drop out by Wednesday, then we're just going to play with 23. But I do have a waiting list right now. But we're full.
Nice 48-man field. Feels nice and robust.
Pots are going to be yummy for sure.
Love to hear that.
Yeah. What did I say? Like with the 24 team field, I think the winners get what was it? Is it 1,000 apiece? No. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Like for the team or the?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Hold on, let me do the math here real quick. But yeah, the pots are gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a $600 skins pot now. But $2,400 total pot. So it'll be like $540 a person. So $1,080 to the winning team.
That's right.
So, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that
Love to see it.
for a November golf tournament. And you're going to get a little tee gift. Can't beat that.
It's great.
At the very minimum, you're going to walk away with a little tee gift.
I'm thinking about getting like a turkey call. Just like
do it on the.
Yeah, it's like the opening, the ceremonial tee shots with the turkey call.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them to let me get the microphone to introduce the groups. That would be awesome.
We should be able to do that, something like that.
I mean, I feel like bringing 24 people out on a day that not many people golf on should get me the honor of getting a microphone and being able to announce the groups.
For sure. We should do like walk-up music too. It'd be sick. These are all like down the road.
Yeah, but the microphone I really want to happen this year, and I think I'm going to try to make it. I'm going to try to make it happen. And just for the record, if you are in this tournament and I have a microphone, it's not going to be a normal introduction. You're going to get flamed on the tee box, and I'll introduce you.
I mean, the Turkey Open, you might get roasted out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, great news. Love to hear that. All right, one last thing, house ad time. Look, if you're listening, please be subscribed, rate and review, 5 stars, say something nice, help us grow the show. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, whatever. Anywhere out there you can find us. And talk to Gun today. We're coming down from the flaming at the beginning here. The Beanies, we're getting sewn today.
Oh, okay. So I'm ready for mine. Limited
run of Beanies. We got 10 of them for sale, $25 a piece. If you would like one, we'll post a picture when I get them from them, but it's gray with a Navy logo. Gray and white striped, I believe, actually, with a Navy logo.
It's going to be just in time. We won't need them this week, but...
Might need them for the Turkey Open,
yeah.
like you said.
According to Joe Burrow, it's Beanie season, so...
Yeah, and that's my king, so what he says goes. But... Okay. Pro Golf Grab Bag. This is what I've titled this next segment.
Yeah, I've got some. Yeah,
there's just
a lot of little stuff going on.
Exactly.
That we can talk about.
We're not full on PGA Tour season following things like we normally would. But first and foremost, because anytime there's a video that comes out of this man walking around, it's a story. Tiger Woods has been caddying for his son Charlie. He's done that for a while now.
Yeah. Yep.
It's in the Nota B'Gaye, the 3rd Junior Golf National Championship. There were some tweets out there, some video, and people were remarking of how good he's getting around.
Yeah, and he's walking
more normal, less limp. Just something to track. We're monitoring the situation.
Yeah, walking better. I will say this. I would think a course that they're playing a junior golf tournament on probably is not the hardest walk in the world. But
look pretty flat.
But, not that long ago, it looked bad just in general, So it does look like he's walking better, though. Love to see that.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that he's going to play in his tournament here in December at the Hero Open.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think they're definitely going to play in the father-son thing, for sure.
They've been doing that. He can ride a car.
Yeah, and he played in that last year, even as bad as his leg was. But yeah, I think so. I think we
might see him there, and then just kind of
because they left a spot open, right? There's like one spot open,
TBA spot. So it's definitely something to monitor as we get closer to the turn into the new PGA.
But have you seen some of the pictures come out from that tournament? Really cool pictures. Like a dad that was playing with his son was going to play with Charlie. It was like super early in the morning, like took it through the trees. It was kind of foggy. It was such a cool picture, like iconic picture. Like
that's awesome.
It was so cool. Charlie was putting on the putting green, and Tiger was standing like right behind him. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that whole situation's pretty cool. I mean, you have to love that.
For us specifically, people our age, or just people that are even older than us, that have seen him go from like, the first Masters he won, just the wild young guy out there about to take on the tour, cocky, to now it's like full figure dad, got a son playing golf. Like it's because, the one thing I was thinking about this, and you can maybe chime in with another like father son duo that like they're, unbelievable player in their sport, and then their kids just never played or they weren't nearly as good. And Charlie is he going to be the next Tiger Woods? Who knows? Like he's still pretty young, but to kind of like be pretty good in the sport that his dad played. Like the people that I was thinking of is like Ken Griffey Jr.'s kids, not because obviously him and his dad played Major League, but I was thinking like his kids like weren't that good at baseball, right? And like actually I think 2 of them chose not to play baseball.
Yeah.
Is there any other ones? That was the one like main one that I kind of thought of.
I mean,
like
Michael Jordan's.
Yeah,
kids,
okay, that's another one. Yeah,
I think his son played at UCF or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, I'm sure
but it's odd. It's definitely not normal for someone like to be someone that's been at the top of their sport to have kids that are like trending in that direction. I guess kind of. And it is Tiger. He's the most famous person, one of the most famous people in the entire world.
Yeah, bit of a deep cut here, but Michael Schumacher, who's like one of the best, if not the best, F1 driver. His son Mick used to race and is like a reserve driver on a team now. So
he's not.
He had a chance last year and just kept crashing his car. So yeah,
I don't know. That was off topic, but I was thinking about that when it was like okay.
And honestly, it's kind of a low key one because he was around for so long. And this is probably a bad take. But, like, Dale Earnhardt was, like, the GOAT. And Junior was good.
Yeah,
but he was never...
But there was always that hint with Junior was like, oh, he's a driver for NASCAR because his dad, not because he's good.
And I love Junior.
Oh, yeah. No, he's one of the... I have watched some things now that he's retired from racing and stuff. If I could hang out with a person, he would probably be in the top 10 because of, like... the cool shit he has in his house. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Like it would be a fun hangout. But but the father-son thing, I was thinking about that. Ken Griffey Jr. instantly, like I think one of Ken Griffey Jr.'s kids became like a BMX dirt bike rider, like a professional one. So didn't always follow. So there's a lot of people that don't follow, but he's adamant that, he's going to be a golfer, which I think is cool because a lot of times I think kids steer away from the sport that their dad was unbelievably good at because they don't want to follow in that footstep or have to try to follow. Like, oh, it's Michael Jordan's son. Why is he not the best player in the country? You know what I mean? Or whatever. So
that's a good point.
Little sidetrack.
PGA Tour. So usually when we have a tour event, we've got our usual Who Needed the Back Nine Six Pack segment, all that. We're going to put that on hiatus for this week because if you guys missed this one, Erik van Rooyen won. He shot a back nine 28 to win the tournament. Eagled the last hole.
Which is ridiculous.
To win by 2. Super sick. But if you didn't catch his post-round interview, he's got one of his best friends is, in the process of passing away from cancer. And so the emotional interview that he gave after was just like, it's one of those things that kind of reinstills your faith in sports and like humanity and stuff.
And athletes in general. Yeah. Because especially in golf, the whole live stuff going on, it all feels like it's just in the, what happened at the Ryder Cup with guys wanting to be paid to be at that. It is kind of nice to specifically someone that's not like one of those top guys to have a moment like that where you're like, oh damn, like some of these guys are just out here playing for way more than a paycheck. Yeah. I thought that was kind of what it felt for me.
So there's a quote from him after the round, and he says, "When I kick the bucket one day, whenever that might be, this is not what I'm going to be thinking about. I'm going to be thinking about the people that I love the most, and John Trassmer is one of those people." And that's awesome. The name of his friend who's battling melanoma right now.
I don't know about, like, we text all the time. We have a group chat, but it was like when I watched that interview, I was like, God damn, I just want to text every one of my friends and be like, I love you so much. Like, I probably haven't said this enough, but I love you guys. Like, you know what I mean? Because I was like, holy shit, it made me tear up so much. I was like, because think about it, like, we're not getting younger. Eventually, like, you know, you really know when you're old when you start losing friends. Like, and unfortunately, we're getting closer to that age rather than further away from that age. So,
yeah, it was just like I said, one of those things that like really reminded me. Obviously, this is an obvious statement, but like athletes are people.
Yeah,
and like so when you think about like you know the people getting on people on social media when
like
their bets
Twitter,
go bad and all that stuff, and just like I was thinking about this watching the Sunday night game because Chris Collinsworth was telling a story about Joe Burrow and how he goes to bed at like 8:00 during the season, and I was like, no wonder people like, especially in golf, like come out and just like play like shit or whatever because they're probably like us, right? Like they're sitting on their couch at 11:30 in the morning or in the evening, scrolling their phone, checking their bets, doing whatever. And you got guys like Joe Burrow. And
he's like in bed, and they said he said this past week he was going to bed at 7 p.m. because he hasn't felt good. Yeah. I'm like, I know we have some robots on the PGA Tour, but a lot of guys are like your Erik van Rooyens or your Max Homos that are like, and Max is one of them that's pretty open about it. He's like I think it was like right after the Ryder Cup. He's like first day off. He's like I read all these Kobe quotes and I was like gonna get up at 4 a.m. He's like I got up at 4 a.m. and then sat in my bed for 4 hours and scrolled on my phone. like they're real people. Like most of them are not your Joe Burrows, your Tiger Woods that are like ultra focused machines, right? Because that's what.
I mean, that's what makes sense. Like I said, it's like you know, no wonder. We have such like a tendency nowadays, especially with all of the data and the analytics and stuff, which this is not an anti-analytics take, but I'm just saying like at the end of the day, these are like human beings.
Yeah,
like,
they're real people.
They're people that are flawed. They're people that have, you know, they wake up, their back hurts. Like,
yep. They have friends. You know, they have family.
They're thinking about their buddy that's, you know, dealing with cancer. Like that.
Yeah.
That's the reason some of the stuff happens. And you're like, oh my God, how did he miss like a 2-footer? Well,
yeah.
You never know what's going on.
And there's always moments like obviously this one with Erik van Rooyen, but I actually just watched a video. I don't know why it popped up on my timeline, but it was about Pete Sampras. Back in the 90s, he was playing in the Australian Open. Yeah, Australian Open. And prior to the quarterfinals, his trainer fainted. They had to fly him back to the United States because they found out he had a brain tumor. And during that quarterfinal match, like, you know, Pete wasn't playing good for obvious reasons. Like, he, you know, just found out a day ago, like his trainer's got to fly back to the United States. He's got a brain tumor. And then someone like yelled out in the crowd, like, do it for your buddy. And like dude's hitting serves and crying. Yeah. Like I like that, those moments like that, like him in the post round interview, like really make you like, okay, you know, yeah, he shot 40 on the back 3 weeks ago and he didn't win you your top 20 bet. Get fucking lost. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like you're going to like sit there and tweet at him for, you know, 5 tweets at him because you didn't win your top 20 bet because he shot 77 on Sunday. Like, get fucking lost. Like, especially when stuff like that happens, you know, when he's talking about his friend. So, yeah. Yes. And I don't think we're keyboard warriors. I know.
No.
I joke around about it, but I'm not. I used to be.
No, I can only blame myself on all these bets that lose. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, thoughts and prayers to, you know, John and his family and Eric and, you know, all their friends and everybody involved there. And yeah, just a huge win for him, and you know, glad he could.
Yeah, I think this gets these tournaments get you in the Masters, correct?
It's a weird thing where they like reshuffle the rankings and it gets you into. It's like it's a tier system. I don't know the answer to.
His world ranking is, you know, I don't think he's top 60, but I mean, you know, with a win like this and maybe some good finishes and starting the year good next year, like it might lead to something more. So hopefully for his sake, I'm a fan. I kind of liked him before. He's got like a very, I don't know, like he's got a different like vibe to him. So I always like that. I like guys that are different because we do have a lot of guys that are professional golfers that just come off like robots. So I kind of liked his, you know, I always was a big fan of his vibe, but now I'm like a fan. I will cheer for him now for sure.
Yeah, you and me both. So this whole TGL thing, have you been following this at all?
Yeah, I have. And I have the one thing that came out of it that we can talk about, just pissed. It's everything that the PGA Tour and a lot of the guys that stayed on the PGA Tour made fun of the live guys for. And did you see the video with Colin Morikawa?
I haven't seen that one yet. I saw the Keegan one.
Colin Morikawa gets a call, right? He's getting invited onto a team. And this rat, we're going to call him a rat.
Oh, God.
For this comment. He said that this moment was bigger for him than when he got his call to be on his first Ryder Cup team.
I mean,
I was like, get fucked. Like,
I think,
dude,
hopefully it was a joke.
No, it was not. It was a serious quote. And I was like, all the stuff that PGA Tour guys, like I made fun of Bryson when his team won.
Yeah.
They won the team event for Live. He's like, we've been wanting this for a long time. I'm like, a year and a half, dude? That's as long as the tour's been around. Like, it's not like it's been around for 100 years. You've been chasing this for 15 years. Like, it's the same vibe. And I'm like, dude, no. No, it's not. It's not even in the ballpark with getting your call to be on your first Ryder Cup team. And
Yeah,
it's just everything. I feel like this TGL thing for some guys is bringing out the stuff that they made fun of the live guys for. It's bringing out that now in the guys that are on the PGA Tour. Like that's a trash comment.
I could see it. Yeah, the whole team, like I saw the pictures JT posted with like the team photo shoot stuff or whatever, and I'm like, come on, these teams like Atlanta Drive, GC, Boston Common Golf.
I will say their logos are better than the live ones, but the bar is so low.
Yeah,
for
the bar is low.
Ones. Like, but I mean, let's just call it what it is. It's going to be something for us to watch on a Monday night in the winter.
Yeah, I'll watch it for sure.
I mean, that's all it boils down to. Because, Monday nights, even during, I love college basketball. There's not a lot of good college basketball games on Monday. Most of them are like during the week is like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They got pretty good games those nights. So realistically, there's nothing else on. This is going to start after, or I don't think Monday Night Football is going to be around when this is on. So there's really nothing else on. It's like, it's just going to be something for us to watch on. I want to see the format. It feels like it's going to be very awkward.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're like just hiding whatever personality they all have, like we can see on the tour week to week, and like these guys aren't that interesting.
No, I mean, there are some that are interesting.
Yeah. Well, your boy Kiz is on here, aren't you?
Pumped? He's on there only for that reason, because he's probably the only legit shit talker out of all the people that are going to be on these teams.
Probably.
And he's going to be the most entertaining. He might not be the best player on it. He's definitely not going to be the best player on it. I don't know. Simulator golf is
exactly.
a whole different story. But no, I don't know. We'll see how this is going to play out. What's going to be weird is they're going to be mic'd up. They know they're mic'd up. So a lot of their shit talking is going to be PG. It's probably going to be pretty lame. They're going to put a filter on. I want the non-filter stuff.
Yeah. So what I think honestly, this is sort of made to compete with like the rise of, quote unquote YouTube golf.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that the audience has the same appetite for this that they do for that.
Yeah,
like it's going to be like in this like self-contained, environment. Like you said, it's going to be neutered because they're not going to be able to like.
They are doing it in the stadium, right? Like there's going to be a live audience, right?
I believe so.
That's that's what I thought, but even then, it's like.
I just think it's the fact that it's not like, going out and being yourself on the course is a whole different level of entertaining than like a bunch of people that are really good at golf, like playing on a computer.
Yeah.
It's like a different vibe and not exactly what, honestly, like I watch a ton of that, the YouTube golf videos, the different channels.
Oh yeah. I watch a ton of them.
I've probably watched that more recently than I have anything on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, like I'm big fans of like the good guys. Like I think they're pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of those guys out there that I think are super entertaining. But I think they're trying to tie into the people that like that. And I don't know if it's down the same, like, they're trying to go down that road, and I don't think they can. Like, I just don't think it's the same road, to be honest with you. And maybe it is. I might be 100% wrong. Like, they might get 35 million viewers on the first one. Like, I have no idea. But I don't know. Well, the whole format is going to be something that people are just going to, I think, they're going to have to adapt to. And I think they're going to have to, I feel like they're going to have to do a lot of explaining
they've
how it's
been
going to go.
Trying to do that. Like, I feel like they've released something every day for the past, like, month almost, it feels like. So it's like a different rule, a different, team announcement, different player announcement. I think they're just trying to stay relevant as they build up towards it. But, I mean, we'll see. I'm willing to give it a chance for sure. Tiger Woods is involved. If he's on the TV, I'm going to be watching.
Look, yeah. I mean, that goes without saying, for sure.
But it's just I just kept getting more and more noise coming in about it. I was like, we have to at least mention this and just.
Yeah, when does it start?
I feel like it's in the new year, but
that's what I thought. I thought it was after the new year.
My assumption is it comes on when playoff football or Monday Night Football is gone.
Yeah, which would be like this
second week
of January.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But like the way that Colin went about it, I'm just like, oh God. Like, it makes me not want to watch it when you say this stuff like that. Like, let's not try to play. See, that to me, that's fake. Like, he doesn't really mean that. He said it seriously, but he doesn't mean that. He's playing it up.
Right.
Which is lame. Let's just call it what it is. It's lame.
We don't want that.
It's no better than, like I said, Bryson saying that they've been wanting to win that forever. And it's like, dude, the Live Golf Tour has only been around for like 2 years. Forever is 2 years. And actually the first year they didn't even have a team. I don't even think they had a team championship the first year. So this was like literally the second time, because it's been around 2.5 years. This is the second time they've had the team championship. So they didn't win it the first year, but they won it the second year.
Yeah.
But they're all on the same, those comments are all on the same playing field for me. Like, they're just, you don't really mean it. It's all fake. It's very like, look, I love wrestling, but WWE wrestling. It's very WWE wrestling. It's like almost like they're playing a character.
Yeah. I feel like they'd be really bad at playing characters, though, so I hope that's not true. Just real quick on the format, just because I stumbled upon it here. So they do 2 sessions, apparently. It's 15 holes broken into 2 sessions, and it's like a 3-man match. And so each team has 4 guys, and they sit 1 guy for each week.
Okay.
So they do holes 1 through 9 or triples. So it's 3-man teams alternating shots. Interesting. And then the last holes 10 through 15 is singles, mano a mano.
Look, it could be very entertaining. And it's, again, what it's built for is they obviously do have tournaments starting in the new year, but I think it's just something that's going to be on a Monday that's going to get us through the winter,
Yeah.
until the bulk of the season starts. It does. We didn't even mention this, and I think this is the biggest news that came out of the TGL so far. John Rahm is not playing in it. He got invited.
Yep.
From what it sounds like, though, it sounds like it was more of a logistic thing than anything, because he lives in Phoenix, and they're going to be doing this in Florida, I believe.
I assume so.
Yes, I believe it's in Florida. So logistics-wise, I just don't think it was going to work out. At least that's what his camp came out and kind of said. I don't think he's going to live, but
no, I don't think so either.
But think about it. He's a brand new dad. He's got 2 young kids. They're already away from home a lot.
Yeah.
To add another day to that where it's like you're going to be away from home, I get it. Like, 100% get it. Now, if he lived in Florida, it'd be one thing, but he doesn't. So
it's the venue's on the campus of Palm Beach State College. And SoFi sponsored it, so it's called the SoFi Center.
Okay.
They can fit close to 2,000 fans, and it's 250,000 square feet. Interesting.
All right. So it'd be like it's very intimate setting. 2,000 people, that's not a lot.
And if there's a tie, by the way, in the matches, a playoff is a 3-man closest to the pin.
That's
kind of cool.
Honestly, I got it. I never really did simulator golf before this past year. We got one over in Mason that is really good. It's 24 hours. It's open 24 hours. And so we started, a group of guys that I know started going over there on Friday afternoons in the winter. We have fun with it. Like, we do something different every week. Like, it is fun if you're doing it. I don't know how it's going to be watching it, I guess would be the best what I'm kind of getting at.
Yeah.
It's definitely fun. I mean, you can do a bunch of different stuff. These simulators you can do closest to the pins. Like, you can play full 18 holes. Like, you can do just about anything. And it's a blast to do playing. I just don't know how it's going to be like sitting there on a Monday night watching guys hit balls into a screen. I'm assuming it's going to be more entertaining than that, but I guess we'll find out.
You know what would be the game changer for us if we can bet on it?
I mean, I would have to believe you're going to be able to bet. I don't know what kind of bets you're going to be able to place on it, but God, we are degenerates.
It'll be like point totals for the matches and.
Oh God,
I'm taking the Atlanta drive on the money line.
Just out of principle, I'm not going to bet the Boston Common golf team.
That's so weird because it's like they're leaning into the Keegan thing, and it's like you got Rory on your team.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Keegan's not even the captain of this boat, dude.
Yeah,
So weird. I don't know, but yeah, I felt like the ROM news had to be at least talked about.
We'll have to pick squads when the time comes.
Yeah.
We'll have to.
I will tell you this: my team will not be the Boston Common Golf.
Okay.
What are the other teams? The only other one I knew is Atlanta, and that's got like JT on it.
I think they're still rolling out who's on what teams.
There's got to be more than 2 teams, though, right?
Yeah, like right now they list 5 on the website.
Do you have the names?
They don't have names yet. They're just like the locations of the cities.
By the way, if I pause during these conversations, I've got a rather large parlay that's come down to 1 game, and I've got it on my phone. It's not bothered me yet, but we are getting down to crunch time. It's 4 minutes. 4 minutes left, and we've got a pretty cushiony lead at this point, but I'm not going to count anything because, as I pointed out to Mitch and our friends, like, this weekend's been a rough go of it for betting. I've missed multiple parlays in the last seconds of football games, so we're just going to not talk about it the rest of the time. But did any names on there?
The only other, Los Angeles Golf Club is Colin's team. But it doesn't have.
It doesn't have like a name or anything. Okay,
it's just Los Angeles Golf Club.
Man,
so that one's out for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I might have to be an Atlanta guy. The ATL.
New York. I mean, this might be Tiger's team.
New York.
I don't know. It's
got to be. Well, think about it. It's Boston, Atlanta, New York, Los Angeles. What's the other big metroplex? Probably like Dallas.
Well, San Francisco is on here too, which is why I was surprised that Colin's on the LA team because, I guess he's from the area.
Yeah, but San Francisco is closer to Berkeley than
exactly.
Los Angeles. Okay. What do I know?
What does anybody know?
No one knows about this. Like, I feel like it's going to be one of those things people watch and they're going to go into it like have no idea what's going on.
Like Arthur Blank owns the Atlanta team.
Of course he does.
Like what?
Hey, I wonder. Hopefully the Atlanta. What is it? What do they call it? The Atlanta what?
The Atlanta Drive.
Drive Golf Club doesn't blow a 28-3 lead.
No, I mean, well, yes, for your sake. But God, that was a good one. I was also going to make an Atlanta joke too. Hopefully they don't have any ice on the roadways.
Oh God,
they won't be driving anywhere if that happens.
Oh, Atlanta's the worst. Like, just traffic-wise, especially in the winter, if they get any, like, a dusting of snow, the place shuts down, which blows my mind because it's not that far south.
I mean,
it is south, but it's not like, I don't know, West Palm Beach or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just,
true.
And there's so many transplants in Atlanta. You would think that, like, they would have enough transplants by now. It's like, oh, I grew up in New Hampshire, like, I know how to drive in the snow. No, they're just in the rain. They're terrible at both, by the way. Atlanta's just a horrid city to drive a car through.
Good to know.
So, you know what? I might not be a fan of anybody's. It might all lead back to me being a Boston fan.
I just got to see who's got the weird. You're basically just going to go wherever Kiz goes.
Probably, yeah. I mean, that's going to be my allegiance, probably.
God, if Tiger and Kiz are on the same team, I'm going to have to...
I have a feeling he might end up being on the Atlanta team. He's a Southern guy. He's a Georgia guy.
I think that makes sense.
So I might be Atlanta Drive. Funny how they put Drive in their name, and no one can drive in Atlanta. So
Well, if Kiz and JT are on the team, nobody can drive a golf ball on this team. So.
God. God, I think that's what I'm going to spend most of my Monday nights watching is just absolutely trashing these guys and making jokes about them.
Yeah, no, that's what I think. This is all fair game.
Can't wait now.
No,
I'm excited about it now.
Just stay tuned for your official TGL news.
Yeah, our official allegiances will be determined once the teams are set.
All right, I think it's time. We're heading over to the patio.
Let's do it. I'm going to go first this time. I feel like I got a pretty good question today. All right. You ready? Oh, hold on.
How dare you?
Miller Lite, official patio beer of the back 9 6-pack. Look, there's no beer that stretches the test of time over many a seasons for the patio. It's good in the spring. It's good in the fall. It's good in the winter. If you get those nice winter days that you can sit outside on the patio and the summer. But it's only brewed with, and you know why it's the best beer for the patio?
The choice hops from the Pacific
It's
Northwest.
the choice hops from only the best for our patio beers. Miller Lite, thank you again. I'm going to kick it off this week. All right. If you had to pick one person to be the ambassador for the human race to meet aliens, who would it be? Got to be alive right now. A lot of alien talk going on. We really need to nail this down and get somebody that we can trust to broker a peace deal with these guys.
Oh my God. This question's so far off the wall, I don't even know.
It makes you think, though. To me, I think the parameters for who you're going to pick, someone that's very level-headed, carries themselves well. Not too flashy, though. We don't want to show off our nice things to aliens that probably have things that we'll never be able to invent. But you don't want them to, come off to, I don't know, high class.
Or do we just, go full off the wall?
You could go full off the wall and, they look at the person you pick and go, fuck this place.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Man.
They're gonna ruin themselves. They don't need us to start a war with them.
The first person that came to mind, just because I think space stuff, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh my God.
Let's put a nice astrophysicist out there.
Okay, I thought about him, but then I think he would get offended because they would just prove him wrong about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they just
They're
him.
Everything you thought you knew is not true.
I mean, why do we assume aliens are smarter than us? I mean, what if they're just
Well, assuming that the things that I've read about in pictures I've seen, I think their technology is well more advanced than ours. So I'm going to assume they're smarter than us.
That's a good point. If they get here,
we can't go. We haven't even put a person on the next planet closest to us. We just got someone to the moon, which is very close compared to the next planet, within the last 50 years, 60 years, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to assume that they're going to be smarter than us if they got to our planet and we can't get past the moon.
True. Very true.
But we also might have limitations to, natural resources that they might have that we don't have. So there's also that to think about. But continue.
I mean, who are the people that have alien experience? We got, Will Smith from Independence Day. If shit goes bad.
He was the second person I thought about. I was like, look, he played in an alien movie. You got to assume if they do a lot of recon on us, they're going to know about that movie. They're like, oh, he's already dealt with hostile ones. He can deal with us, right?
Yeah. Same for Robert Downey Jr. Been to space, defeated some aliens. Bill Murray beat the shit out of the Monstars.
He did. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan.
Maybe
he brokered some peace with those guys.
Maybe put the goat out there. I'm really drawing a blank on this one. I'm trying to think of who.
You had to pick one. It could be anybody. It could be someone in entertainment, that just carries themselves well. You know what I mean? That I don't know. I have mine in mind. I don't want to I don't want you to take mine.
Just say it because I'm struggling.
Okay,
here.
so I would pick The Rock.
I mean,
He's well-mannered. He's, if they try to test him, they're like, oh, I'm going to beat the shit out of this person. You ain't beating the shit out of The Rock.
well,
Like, right? Like, he's built, but he also carries himself well.
yeah. It's a good
He
point.
dresses well. He speaks well. They could get enough recon on him because he's been around for a while now. Like, I think they could learn to trust him. If they did they're like, hey, you're going to meet our ambassador, and they know it's going to be The Rock. Like, they could be like, oh yeah, like this guy, I could trust this guy. I mean, they might want to stop at the WWE stuff, but the recent 10 years of stuff, like they could be like, oh yeah, this guy's a good dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that pick. It's good. A good, well-rounded call. Dude,
I mean, you could
really don't know.
you could also go the route of like a Bill Murray is like, dude's going to keep it light. You know what I mean? Like, nothing's going to be too serious. You're like, hey, we're going to park our ships here. He's like, oh yeah, man, cool. Just like, turn it off and like make sure the exhaust isn't running, when you park it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think someone like that would be pretty good too.
Maybe you want to give them someone that they might have heard of, and look, if they haven't heard of Taylor Swift yet, then we're down bad because that's probably the most famous person right now in the world.
Literally in the world. Yeah.
So maybe they'd be excited to meet. Maybe they're Swifties,
Yeah. Or then if they come in and they're like, hey man, last time we were here, we really we heard about Elvis. We kind of want to meet him. You're like, oh shit. Actually, our pharmaceuticals killed him, but
Yeah.
he's no longer around. Hey, we do have. Oh no, we don't have his daughter anymore either. Like crap.
Yeah, that's tough.
I don't know. Yeah, they might be fans of someone like that. That's why I'm like, you got to throw someone out famous.
I think
Because if they do enough recon, they're gonna know like who the famous. They might think they're leaders when they're really not leaders. They're just famous people.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think I don't have a logical answer. Mine are all for like it would just be for fun.
I mean, I immediately got rid of like anybody with any kind of political background. I'm like,
Yeah,
you are nowhere near smart enough or wise enough to be talking to these people.
It would be the funniest thing of all time to have Donald Trump meet a Neil.
Oh my God.
Like that would. I need
That-
the content from that.
Honestly, again, might keep it light enough. Like he might joke enough that it might like keep it, but that would be.
If we're going for straight polish, obviously, Barack. It's
Someone just like polished and
just
they're not
super
going to,
keeps it tight kind of guy.
Yeah, I know there's like a couple people that I know I wouldn't want out there. I said like any politician in general, I wouldn't want there. But like someone like honestly, I was going down the route of like a Taylor Swift. Love you, but no. Like you're just too ditzy. And she's super fucking smart though. Like look, you don't become a billionaire by not being smart. Like she's got talent, but she's also super smart. But I don't know if I'd want her out there. Definitely no Kardashian. Those are all out.
No, honestly, you know what? I might put him out there just so they like take them.
Honestly, the other one that would be pure content, throwing Kanye out there to meet him.
Oh my God.
I mean, that would be. Here's how that would go. We'd either be in a full-fledged war with them, or they would really, really like us by the end of it. Like, there would be no medium. They wouldn't be like, all right, yeah, we're leaving. It would literally scare the shit out of them, or they would really like them. I don't think it would go either. It would go one way or the other.
Yeah, there's
Kanye, any Kardashian out, you're not like that would be bad.
There's just way more funny answers than there are serious answers, which is scary, honestly.
It honestly makes you think. Honestly, if you're being dead serious, it would, to me, the perfect person would be not a famous person. Someone that would just be like a farmer from Iowa, like a hardworking blue collar person that is like, obviously like not like overeducated to where they're going to like overanalyze the things that they're saying, but then like is smart enough not to say anything stupid. Because a lot of celebrities and stuff, like they might say something stupid because that's just like their nature of like, being an actor or whatever they do.
Yeah, true.
But like that would be like the most, because that's the 99% of the people, at least that live in our country, probably across the world. 99% of people are blue collar people. So it's like, hey, this is how everybody else is, typically speaking.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you just need someone that's like,
but I thought
competent, but like not too high, not too low.
Yeah, and I think The Rock does play that up well because, like, you know, his background and stuff, his upbringing.
Yeah,
he's got that blue collar upbringing. But then it's like they'll be scared enough. Like, he's so big, they'll be scared enough. Like, oh my god, what if they all look like this? Like, we're not going to fight these people. Like, we want to be their friends. That's why I thought he would be. And like I said, he talks well. He dresses well. Like, it would be a pretty good mix of a lot of things.
I mean, now you kind of got me wanting. Let's just send Stone Cold up there just to stun the aliens. Just smash them.
Got a case of beer, walks up like peace offering, start cranking some beers. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I thought that was like a little different question. That kind of
was very different. It caught me way off guard. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Honestly, maybe we could send Gunth. He could give them 3 Musketeers as a peace offering.
Scare them the fuck away.
No, it's good space food, right? That's what they want.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're like, oh, man, I've had these before. I'm like, you've never even been here.
Oh, God.
Oh.
All right. This is something that's been happening to both of us over the last couple of weeks. We've had some home ownership issues.
Oh, my God. Tell me about it.
Cropping up. And so it just kind of got me thinking, like, what would be the worst thing as a homeowner that you would have to deal with, you think? And you might have already just dealt with it because we can go down the list of...
Yeah, I would... I mean, obviously, like, fire would suck, like, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to lose a bunch of... we're not talking, like, total loss.
Yeah,
like,
loss.
just like, you know, hey, this happened. I can still live in my house, but it really sucks to deal with.
Yeah.
It's got to be water related.
It's water. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it just has to be. Like, you know, I'm battling it out with our insurance company right now. You know, they told me that the water going down my wall was caused by something pre-existing. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? Pre-existing. I had water go down my wall. Like, I'm to the point where it's like in water issues, like, insurance companies will fight to the death to not write a claim, like, write a check for that claim. That's why I think that, and like you throw in the whole mold, and you got to have the fans come in. Like, we had fans in there, like, drying it out. They're cutting out drywall. It's just it's an utter mess.
Yeah.
I mean, water is definitely... You know, definitely. I mean, if you total this, it's right behind fire. But, like, if we're not talking, like, total loss things, water is the absolute worst. I would say you're probably dealing with, outside of fire, the second one on the list.
Yeah.
Like a furnace or air conditioner going out.
Yeah, a furnace going out.
Just because of the price tag on it.
Yeah.
And there's no insurance that's going to protect you from that price tag.
No. No, and then the worst part, too, is like when something like a furnace or whatever goes out, you don't know until you need it, and you go to turn it on.
Oh,
and then that's when it shits out. So it's like, oh, okay, of course, wintertime-ish.
Yeah, thankfully we've gotten some warm weather.
Yeah, we got warm weather this weekend, thank God. But like the first 2 nights was like Susie took the boys and stayed at her parents' house just like because it was getting so cold in the house.
Yeah, because we were getting down there to like the 30s. I think the Halloween night got down to like 24 or something like that. It was cold.
And I stayed at the house with the dogs, and I had a heated blanket and a space heater in the room.
I mean,
but yeah, that was tough. And so it's been like a week, but I think tomorrow, knock on wood, we're getting the new one in.
But that's a bad one because the insurance, like, there's no covering that, right? Like fire, water, hopefully mine gets covered. I've already threatened them with an attorney. Like, it's going to get covered. But, like, the furnace and air conditioner, it's like, yeah, well, sorry, tough luck. You're out $5,000. Like that. Like, oh, shit. Well, okay. Because, like, you know, I was thinking about this, too. And I don't know if you've ever dealt with this. Like, I've dealt with some foundation issues. Those can suck, too.
Yeah, we had them.
Because there's, like, no easy fix for those. Like, it's a pretty hefty fix. Like, to get those things worked out to where the settling stops. And for those that are not in Ohio, we have massive foundation issues because we build all of our houses with, well, I would say 95% of our houses have basements.
Right.
you know, when you build something on something hollow, that tends to happen. So
That and the massive like temperature swings and
clay can be firm, but it moves a lot, and we get some rain. Yeah, I think it's more of our weather, just the drastic changes in weather and wetness and dryness. Like we get droughts just as much as we get wet weather, so it's constantly like the ground's contracting and expanding. So basements are awesome. I love my basement as my getaway, but like at the same time, they do cause more issues than they do. Like they cause more issues than they're probably worth, I would think. But yeah, I think foundation would probably be pretty high up on that list too.
Yeah, it's a definite one too.
Because there's just no easy fix to that.
No.
Almost zero easy fix. It's just going to be expensive regardless of what you do.
When things like that happen, it's like the type of thing that if it was a car that had an issue on the level of a fountain, you'd be like, fuck it, I'm getting a new car.
Yeah, you're like
just total that thing.
Junk this thing. Yeah, it's like I'm just going to junk it and go buy a new car, and I'm going to have a $500 payment for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that with like an air. I mean, I guess you can with an air conditioner, but they're not that expensive. But it's like, or foundation. It's
That's
like
what I'm saying. A foundation.
Like the contractor's going to want his $10,000 right now, whether you're coughing it up, kind of thing. So, yeah, just so everybody's aware, you had a furnace go out.
I also had a hose or a leak in the faucet happen. I don't, knocking on wood, I have not had the third item yet. You got hit with the 3.
Yeah, like in 3 days.
Yeah.
So I had we thought it was a pipe in the shower. It was not. It was the shower pan. Broke. We've been wanting to replace this thing anyway. Like, now we're just getting forced to do our bathroom. We want to tile everything, but the shower pan was like plastic. It cracked. The water went down the wall into our laundry room. That was the first thing. We started seeing water in it. So we got it all dried out. Then literally that was over the weekend. And then Monday, our dishwasher broke. Just completely, just stopped working. Dishes everywhere. Of course, that's when it's going to happen. It couldn't happen like, it ran and then all of a sudden it shit out after I have like 5 plates to put in here. That broke. And then on the next day, my daughter's opened the garage door, the spring snaps. Which, by the way, is all in the same house all this stuff happened. It is literally on the left third of the house. All this stuff happened. The garage door, the wall that the water ran down, and the dishwasher are all on that side. I thought I was like, finally, this place is just falling to the ground. Like, we're just going to move in. Like, the insurance company is going to pay for a nice hotel. We're going to move out of this bitch until they rebuild it in like 6 months. It was not the case, because have you ever had a spring snap on a garage door? Holy shit! It sounds like the whole house is coming down. I mean, think about that. Heavy door slams.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, the thing's falling. I'm like, everybody out. Like, it's going to blow. Like, that's what I was like doing, and scared the shit out of my daughter, because she's in the garage when this happens. I was in the kitchen, and I was like, thought the house was falling down. I can't even imagine what she thought. But that all happened like a 3-day span.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you sit there thinking like, oh my God, I just want to like rent an apartment and not have to worry about it.
I know. Like, well, now I think about it too, and this was a couple months ago, but our garage fridge went out, so that's toast. We're down to 1 fridge in the house, which
is a big deal when you start having kids.
Yeah, and especially like my wife's nursing, so we've got, breast milk's taking up all the freezer space, and we lost a good supply of it in that garage fridge going out. And then our oven also went out around the same time. So like we've got like these little batches of 2 that keep popping up. I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, look, I work in real estate. Owning a home is the best investment you'll ever make, but there are times in your life when you own a home where you're like, this thing's a fucking money pit. Like, You're like, I'm going to go fucking broke trying to fix all this shit. Like, it's crazy, man. It
is.
It's like, you don't, we've been so lucky though. I don't know how lucky you guys have been, but like that was our first, like we've owned 3 houses, and this is the first water thing we've ever dealt with. But we've been so lucky, but you realize how lucky, like I feel like I'm like, oh my God, we've been super lucky, because this shit sucks. Like, you're on the phone with the insurance company, or you're on the phone with the HVAC company. Like, it just feels like you fucking suck so much time out of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. It's like, not only is it money, it's like time too. And it's like you add those two things up, you're like, fuck this, dude. I'm done.
I know.
Done.
It feels like they, like insurance and stuff, they make it like just difficult enough for you to like not want to deal with it. So maybe you'll give up.
So like perfect. I'm glad you brought that up because so I'm fighting it out with my insurance company, like threaten my claims girl with an attorney. Like my next door neighbor, lucky for us, is he works and he's like criminal. But he's like, dude, I got a guy in our office that'll write a letter up and they'll fucking pay this thing out like tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so we're lucky enough that like I have those resources, but like you think about it, it's like some people don't, right? Like they don't know an attorney.
They don't even
think about doing that. But then like perfect example, right? When you're talking about the insurance company, this lady calls me last night at 7:45 p.m. She called me because she knew I wasn't going to answer because we've talked enough. She knows I have kids. That's bath time. She's like, oh, I'm calling this motherfucker during bath time.
Yeah.
He ain't going to answer. I don't have to talk to him. She leaves me a voicemail at 7:45. I'm like, on a Sunday. On purpose. Look, I deal with the general public in my job. There are times when I've left voicemails like I know they're not going to answer. Like, this call can wait till tomorrow. I don't want to have that conversation now, and you like call when you know they're not going to. That's what she did to me.
Yeah.
She did that to me, for sure. And that's the petty shit with the insurance company and stuff. It's like, but they do. They make it just hard enough where you're just like, fuck it, I'm paying for this myself. Like, right. I'm fucking done. And that's what most people do. They do.
I know.
Like, knowing someone that went through a hurricane recently, like, they make it just hard enough, like, to fight it out. Ugh. Like, specifically with hurricanes and stuff. Like, the flood insurance company will like blame it on the wind, and then the regular insurance company blames it on the water. So they just kind of go back and forth like, well, the wind blew the water up over the wall into the condo. And then like the water company, and it just goes back and forth and they're blaming the wind and the water. It's a mess. So, but you should own a home. It's a good investment.
Yeah. Talk to Justin if you're
no free ads, but yeah. Oh, all right.
All right.
We'll get off our venting purposes.
Yeah, I needed a good house.
It needed to be said. It needed to be said.
Yeah.
It's safe to say that we're probably never going to be sponsored by an insurance company at this point.
Yeah, you never know. Never say never. Look.
Hey, you want to prove yourself? Sponsor our podcast. Like
exactly.
you want to prove you're a company of the people? Sponsor us. There you go.
We can be bought.
Allstate sponsored Patio Beers. Yeah. Hey, I will tell you this. My word is easily bought. So,
God. Speaking of that, mine is too. Go ahead and subscribe and review us. 5 stars. I'll say whatever you want me to say. Follow us on social media. Let us know if you want a hat. And I guess until next time, we'll see you out there.
See ya.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Back 9 Six-Pack. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Back 9 Six-Pack for all your content needs. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.